Hi, it's Sandy Wiley. Welcome to my mental health channel, where I talk about personality disorders, especially my diagnosis as a borderline personality disorder. I talk about mental health. I try to remove all the stigmas around mental health. I answer people's questions the best I can. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a degree in psychology. I'm only here with my experience of 20 years as being a patient with borderline personality disorder. And I always talk about my personal experiences in my therapies. I talk about different therapies and just how difficult it can be living with a mental illness in society. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe to me because I'm absolutely free. I only ask that you be very kind and respectful in the comments. To me, to other people who comment, show respect and show kindness. That's all I ask. And please be aware that I do not have a degree in psychology. I'm only here sharing my experiences and my own personal story. So, what is this video about today? Well, this video is about, can borderline personality disorder be cured? Can it be cured? If it can't be, how do we live with it? And I'm going to get to it. All right, can it be cured? I haven't looked up the literature if borderline personality can be cured. Because, you know what? Different studies say different things. It all depends on who their sponsors are. I've learned that. Okay? I'm going to tell you, I'm 58 years old. And I'm a borderline. Do I think that I'll ever be cured of borderline personality disorder? I have not been cured of it yet. And I don't think I will be cured of it ever. My father had schizophrenia. My father died 71 years old with schizophrenia, with severe schizophrenia. He was on heavy medication. He was in McLean's hospital right before he died, a few months before he died, from hallucinations, from schizophrenia. My father was never cured of schizophrenia. He died with schizophrenia at 71. I'm 58, I'm still alive, and I'm very much borderline. But just because I said that, I don't want you to lose hope. Okay? Why? Because I'm going to tell you something very positive. You can live with borderline personality disorder and have a productive life and even get better. Now I'm going to tell you how. Realizing about my diagnosis, I looked it up, and I looked up everything about it, and I read all the literature about it. And I'm an educated consumer because of that. Not from what any therapist said, because therapists ruined me. Therapists brought out the borderline in me. They sexually abused me. There were role reversals where I turned into their shrinks, and I paid them to listen to their problems. It was just a horrific, horrific mess, really. So, does therapy help borderlines? It didn't help me. That's all I can tell you. It did not help me at all. It made me worse. Will it help you? I don't know. Try it. Try different ones. I went almost 20 years. I went to all different psychologists, therapists, psychiatrists, social workers. I tried it. I put in a good earnest, 2 decades of trying. So, and it didn't work for me. It doesn't mean it can't help you. If it works, what works for one person doesn't necessarily mean it will work for everyone, right? what helps me now, because I'm so aware of why I react the way I do, is when I start reacting to things, right? Overreacting, like starting to get rageful or starting to get really hurt by what someone says. Now I can catch myself and say, you know what? I'm acting like that because I have borderline personality disorder. Somebody else who doesn't have that can just let things roll off their shoulders, right? Let things go in one ear and out the other, okay? When someone made that comment, it got me really angry. Now, when I get a reaction to something or someone or something someone says, I think about, why did I get angry at that woman's comments? All right. What's going on with me? It's always about, all right, what's going on with me? To be really honest here, I got angry because I wished I could let things roll off my shoulder. I wish I could let things go in one ear and out the other, So I guess I was jealous that this woman who's not a borderline, that she can do that I can't. Even at 58, after all these years, I still can't do it, And so I got defensive, I got defensive, because, I'm seeing that, someone who's non-borderline, I don't like to say normal or not normal, and I don't like using words like someone who's not a borderline, okay, they have the capacity to let things roll off their shoulders, not to be as hurt or absorbed into what someone else says. I don't have that capacity. And the more and more I thought about it, I realized I was angry, I was resentful. This all had to do with me and nothing to do with her. She's perfectly fine. I'm not. So the more and more I thought about it, and I go, yeah, you know what? Because I have a severe mental illness, I don't have the capacity that someone else has who doesn't have that mental illness. I can't let things roll off me. I wish the hell I could. My God. I wish the hell I could. And I was jealous that, gee, wouldn't life be peachy? Wouldn't life be grand if I could? But I just can't. So what did I do? I came on and I guess I wanted to talk about it with everyone and, share about, oh, that's her name. Share about how, with people like, like someone like me that, it is like walking on eggshells, the feeling that you have to be careful because you're easily offended. But no one's going to walk on eggshells, believe me. But what I'm saying, what is helpful to me is recognizing that I'm reacting like that because of my mental illness. Now, I'm not saying use that as an excuse. Like, hey, you know what? I have mental illness, you don't. So, hey, don't go say, it's not my fault. I'm not using it as a catch-all like that, just to excuse, the way, how I feel or how I'm responding or if I'm getting defensive to them. I'm not trying to use it as a catch-all and saying, hey, I'm sick, I have a mental illness. I can't do that. I mean, I found myself feeling defensive. This is what's very good about analyzing yourself. And you can't always analyze yourself in the moment. When you feel that way, you can't analyze yourself always when you feel that way. It's after the fact that I realize, you know what, I'm responding. And I've done that a lot over the past, I don't know, year or two. I've done that a lot. I thought a lot that, hey, you know what? I know I responded that way because I have borderline personality disorder. I'm not using it as an excuse. But the more I see it, the more you see something, you can kind of like catch yourself almost, you know? Like, here's an example how I've grown from that. Normally, if someone writes a comment, um, well, it hasn't, or if someone says something, all right, in life, that I got upset about, that would be it. I mean, I would just block them, cut them out completely. I would just say, you know what, um, blocked, deleted. I don't want nothing to do with you. Now, I don't do that. I take a step back because I know I'm responding this way because I have a mental illness. So I've already recognized that, and I'm not using that as a catch-all or as an excuse. I'm saying this to myself, all right? All right, so think about really, you know, is that person trying to be mean? Is that person saying something to hurt me? I ask myself these questions, and I go, no, that person is not trying to be mean. No, that person is not trying to hurt me. That person is just responding, is just saying what they do, what works for them or what they do. That's all. They're just making a comment about what works for them. That's all they're doing. That's it. And I'm getting defensive about their comments because deep down I'm jealous of them because I don't have the capacity that they do to be able to let things roll off their shoulder. So, yeah, I'm jealous. All right. I'm jealous that they can do that and I can't. So I'm all squared away with it now. You know, it's all right to admit jealousy. It's all right to say, hey, you know what? I wish I could be like you. I wish I could let things roll off my shoulders. I wish that I didn't get upset so easily as I do. You know? And it's from years and years of realizing like how I respond to things, to catching myself, seeing myself, oh, look how I responded. Ooh, you know, I responded my typical borderline self. I'm only talking about myself. I don't want people who have borderline disorder to come on and say, you know, I'm you know, lumping all borderlines together, or, you know, I'm just, this channel is just about, you know, how I am. So, but I do overreact to things that other people who are not borderline would not react to. And so, I catch myself when I do that, you know, and it helps me. It helps me say, hey, look, you know, you're overreacting here. You're getting defensive. And then I say, you know, well, why are you getting so defensive over this? And then and this goes with a lot of other things too. I see myself overreacting and I'll say, oh, whoa, wait a minute. I can't think. That was a fresh example. I thought it was a perfect example to bring up because, but, you know, but then, and someone else commented and was very mean to me about my eye makeup. And I've already mentioned that in the last video. Was that person being mean? Yes. Was that person trying to be hurtful? Yes. There's a difference. Was I overreacting? No. Because that person's intention was meant to put me down. See the difference? I analyzed two situations. I analyzed my reaction and I think it over. You know, I still kept that person's nasty, nasty comment. You know, I thought, yeah, freedom of speech, right? Unless someone is saying, yeah, YouTube won't, YouTube has taken down comments, not me, because of some reason. They thought they were, you know, not proper. YouTube is really, but they didn't take down that person's comments. About my eye makeup. And I'm saying, well, hey, you know what? YouTube didn't take it down. So if it's safe, if they think it's all right, I'll keep it up there. Because I don't want people thinking, well, gee, you only have to say nice things. You only have to be nice and polite to her. And then, otherwise she'll delete me. A lot of people on Facebook like that too. And they say it, If they don't like something you say or you disagree with them, they delete you. They'll delete your comments. And I'm going, I don't want my channel to be like that. Because then people be afraid to say things and say, oh, you know what? If I say something she don't like, she's gonna block me. She's gonna delete me. She's gonna delete my comment. So, unless you're saying something like, I don't know, like I wish you had cancer or something. I mean, I've gotten some really nasty things like, I wish you die. Or if you're gonna say things like really, below the belt, like really like horrendous things, I will delete you and block you. If you say things like, I don't even think but YouTube wouldn't even allow that kind of thing. So I don't think I have to worry about that. But if you're mean, I kept the comment up there so other people can see what this person's all about. It all reflects them. It doesn't reflect me. And now I'm all good, So I'm learning to, I guess monitor myself or a little bit because I understand myself so much more than I originally did. Originally with this illness, it would always be them. They're wrong. I hate them. I hate their guts. They did this. They did that. They said this. No, it's them, them, them. I don't want nothing to do with them because, they're this way, that way, the other way. Now I take a step back and say, hey, you know what? Let's see, let me, I know how I react, so let me give it some thought. Let me pause and give it some thought. And I know it took me a long, long time to do that because usually in the past, having borderline personality disorder, I never paused or gave thought. I just actively, impulsively reacted. Now, I don't so much. I might react, I might get defensive, but I still try to, hold back a little bit, and give it some thought, and then think about it more. Then the next day, think about it more. And then it kind of like sifting sand when you go to the beach, you sift the sand and all the pebbles and all the debris stay in your little sifter and all the fine grains of sand come out, when you sift sand like that. Remember when you were a kid? So yeah, I kind of sift it, and then all the nasty little pebbles or rocks or paper wrappers or whatever you have will be in your sifter, and all the fine, nice powdery sand will. So I kind of sift what people say to me now, and at the beach sifting sand, and then I know all the crap stuff will stay on top, and the nice fine powdery stuff will fall through the little holes. So, I mean, that's the analogy I can give. So sift what someone says. Sift, don't just jump. Sift it a little bit and say, wait a minute here. Hold on here. And that's how it's helped me. So another thing, I feel great that I'm helping people, and people have made some great comments too, that I've helped them talking about my own personal demons, my own personal experiences being a borderline. So I'm saying, hey, maybe all these years of hell I'm putting to good use. I'm putting all my pain and anguish into my channel and helping people from that. So it makes me feel productive. So all those years of pain, all those 20 years of therapy when I've been severely hurt and abused, and my childhood traumas where I've been severely hurt and abused, now I'm turning into something productive a channel about borderlines, a mental health channel that can help other people. So I feel like all the past experiences the hell that I've been through in the past, I feel like they haven't, been in vain. They were for a purpose. See? So I feel productive, I feel useful, I feel good about myself. My channel is growing and growing every day. I got in the last 95 days, I've gotten over 100 subscribers. Something like that. It keeps growing. Every day it's like, it'll say 105 new subscribers in the last 95 days. And it keeps growing and growing and growing. And so, like, I'm happy now. I feel like I'm, and I want people to comment, and I will respond to your comments. If you share something with me, and I've had people share some really personal stuff in the comments, like I was blown away, like I was like, oh my God, like the things that people have commented, it really means a lot to me that you're opening up so much. Like, just read the comments. I don't want to say maybe that person doesn't want, they wrote it in a comment. They wrote a couple of people wrote some really, really personal stuff in the comments. I think they're really brave. I'm so grateful that they shared that with me and everyone else too. Anyone could read the comments, right? Read the comments, because a lot of people, are coming on and they're opening up about their life, and it just makes me feel good, that they're listening to me. They're joining my channel. They're watching my channel, and then they're sharing their own story with me. So thank you. You're very, very brave. You are so brave to do that, and it means I am eternally grateful for that. Very grateful for you sharing. And if you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. I will respond to the comments. I will take the time. I don't care how much time it takes, because it means a lot to me, So, all right. So I hope that you know that this isn't a life sentence. If you are a borderline, that you can, like me, develop habits that help you cope with the illness, like I have.